Byron's never in Byron's was never his agenda. Let me put it that way.
Oh yeah, because everyone intends to be the patsy.
Well, I mean, he's a... Well, anyway, moving on. Given Byron's skill set, yeah,
Moving on, let me continue talking about
I love that.
Yeah, I changed my mind mid-sentence. I do that a lot.
Meanwhile, the 109th Precinct.
Yep, done. Go ahead. I would like to hear about what's going on with Jermaine here.
There's actually not a whole lot of things that require to be interesting. After all, he's just a mercenary, independent ghoul. And, Jermaine has an idea of how this is gonna go. It kind of helps that he's a bit more intelligent, a bit more focused and in control of himself. They ask a variety of interesting, poignant questions pertaining to all sorts of wonderfully interesting things. And while Jermaine isn't exactly well-versed in law, he does know a bit about investigation. He's been around for a few years. And he has high willpower, so there's no way in hell they're going to cave to any of the queries. The short gist of this is that he is going to receive a very stiff and heavy fine for his numerous illegal weapons,
which I purchased, quote-unquote, at a gun show.
Yes. All of these items will be confiscated from his vehicle, except for the ones that he expressly has documentation for.
Which is just the sawed-off shotgun and the knife.
Yeah.
Oh, and the axe.
In addition, a stiff fee, of course, will have to be docked to get his vehicle out of the city compound.
Of course.
He will be held for the entire 24 hours, so he's going to be in a really fucking bad mood with no sleep.
Oh yeah, I mean, they can hold me for 24 hours, and they will, hoping they get evidence.
But they end up trying the whole smorgasbord of things and possibly threatening and coming at different angles. They're also particularly interested in, the condition and, perhaps the whereabouts of one Joseph Cheung. And that is the only thing I'm going to have you roll manipulation plus subterfuge resisted for, Aaron. Resisted at difficulty 6. Along with whatever the lead interrogator has. Whenever you feel like rolling that.
I'm going to spend a point of willpower on that.
Okay. So you'll have one success in the bank. That can't be cancelled out by botching.
Correct. So at best, they'll think that I know more than I know. Than I say I know, rather. 3 successes.
Oh, let's see what
this guy gets.
Let me see what he rolls.
High or low?
Well, Jermaine does have an unpleasant stay at the 109th Precinct here. But, they end up being suddenly and really and quite emphatically convinced that Jermaine Wallace doesn't know anything. He's completely telling the truth. He just failed to properly document a whole variety of things. He doesn't have any registered priors with the city. So, I mean, he's going to have some penalties associated. Maybe have a court date appearance where he talks about this stuff. He's going to get scolded by a judge. But with a botch there by the lead investigator, beyond that, he's going to be released at sunrise.
Yeah.
Joseph. It's been some time. Of course, Craig and Rayan have gone to do your bidding and perhaps begin the whole process of spreading rumors. And you were left. We were waiting for you to decide what it is Joseph would do, make his next move.
Assuming that I called Byron and Marcus as soon as I got a chance. But
the only number you'd be able to call. We actually don't know that. The sheriff has just turned his eyes to look at Marcus. Byron, your phone rings.
I send it straight to voicemail. I just hit the button on the side.
Joseph, you are unable to get a hold of Byron. And of course you'll call Marcus's home phone.
Well, no. Marcus. Oh, no, I guess I would.
Yeah. And no response. Hits the answering machine. What do you leave on the voicemail or answering machine?
We have a small situation with Jermaine. Not something he screwed up this time, for once.
I've only messed one thing up. Come on, for once.
Shh.
It was a big thing. Yeah, just a simple master, nothing panic or anything.
Okay. Unable to get a hold of either Marcus or Byron, what does Joseph do next?
Wait for them to call back.
Okay. Meanwhile... Let me get this to be really good. Oh yeah, here we go. Meanwhile...
I was startled.
Byron's phone is rung. He sent it to voicemail. The sheriff is rotating his head to look at Marcus. Marcus, I have to ask, at what point did you decide that hanging out with Byron was a good idea?
I honestly don't remember. Was it David that got us together or something? Or was that Joseph?
I thought the Toreador took pity on the Ventrue and began to show him the ropes of the city.
I thought it was because Byron actually had resources for the real estate business. I think that was the main thing.
I thought everyone had their own reasons, and they collectively came together in a mutual series of manipulations.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, David's brought in Marcus, I remember, or Joseph, I remember that.
I tell you what I'm gonna do. How about you two leave and get on with the process of thinking of a way to retrieve Leslie Cutter. Whatever reasons happened, let's just say that this is your objective, so basically nothing has changed. Find and bring Leslie Cutter. Preferably as soon as possible, but I understand that, and he says derisively, finding a way to get under Central Park, to take her back from a Zanitzi Autarchus, who's apparently not a part of the Sabbat, and who holds blackmail information that he'll never release at all against the two of you, will be difficult to manage. Still, you've come this far. I think you've got it. You two may leave.
Marcus will leave.
Byron will respectfully nod, because that's who he is. Douchebag all around, and then he'll leave.
You leave behind the bare-chested sheriff and manage to successfully escape out into the hallway. The crowd, by the way, has been continuing to roar in excitement the entire time through the ebbs and flows of the game. It's currently in the fourth quarter somewhere. Knicks are up by a point.
Do feats of athleticism count for the Toreador trait?
Things that he might be, like, stunned by, perhaps. Anything could be interesting.
Byron, I think we need to talk to everyone.
Yeah, you will notice that Byron, ever since leaving that, every couple seconds just been saying "fuck" under his breath. And he'll say, yeah, whatever good it'll do. I got a call. Let's see who it's from. And then he'll pick up the phone, and he will tell Marcus that it looks like Joseph called while they were in the meeting.
Whatever it is, we have to find some way to retrieve Leslie Cutter from Vcephalod. Now, there's a few options here. A, we kill Vcephalod. B,
Byron will just snort.
B, we go in and retrieve Leslie without Vcephalod noticing that she has been removed. And C, we go in there hard and fast, take her, and then run as fast as possible out. Those are the plans.
Byron is just going to look at you as if you grew another head, and he's just going to say,
Do you have a better plan?
no, let's see what Joseph's got. And so I'm going to call up Joseph and see what he was going to say or whatever.
Hello?
Hey, this is Byron.
Question, sorry for interrupting. This is kind of important. Joseph, from what phone has he called Byron and is now answering the call?
The church's home phone downstairs.
Okay, that one. As I remember the last time, something bad happened to a phone.
I'm assuming that he has at least 2 phones hanging up in the church.
Of course, of course.
It is a church. It's
Of course, I just thought I'd ask.
And he's going to be stockpiling them soon enough.
I figured you had. I knew you had multiple phones. I just thought I'd ask. I thought it was good to bring
in case
up.
there's some kind of a phone plague?
In case he gets angry again.
Alright.
And phones mysteriously break.
Alright. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. Go ahead with it.
Hello?
Hey, this is Byron. You called a few moments ago?
Yes. Apparently the police think Jermaine had something to do with the shootout. I'm not sure what information they have. They came in and arrested him.
This night just keeps getting better and better. All right.
This whole month has been great, hasn't it?
Say again?
This whole month has been great, hasn't it?
Oh, yes. I'm rethinking my decision on moving to New York. I will tell you that. Sit tight. Marcus and I are actually together. We will drop by the church and fill you in on everything that's happened, and figure out what to do about Jermaine.
Okay.
But hey, I mean, you know what they say about New York. You can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's right. Saturday night, which transitions to early Sunday morning. It's actually just a few minutes past midnight when the two of you arrive at the church. They go ahead and what's up?
Oh, I was just going to say, while we're on the metro going back or whatever, Byron is going to discuss with Marcus what we should tell Joseph, because Marcus had made apparent his distrust of Joseph during the meeting with the sheriff. So he's saying, what do you want to tell him that we were doing?
You can tell him whatever you choose. I'm going to tell him that the sheriff has a new test that has basically said we have the same goal.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, eventful. Apparently there's no police around that you two can spot whenever you've come up here walking. Jermaine's car is gone. And you two can make your way into the church as you see fit. Where I imagine the ghouls are busy doing things, and Joseph's waiting patiently like a mother.
Byron will just open up and say, before anything else, let me just say that the sheriff is not pleased that Leslie Cutter is with the Zemitzi Sevlod.
I wouldn't imagine that he would be. But, so you met with the sheriff and tell him about that?
Indeed, it seems Marcus and I had the same idea to try to smooth over recent events, which did not occur. I mean, the smoothing over did not occur.
Well, I thought we should have done that at the coterie. But, so, how pissed was he?
Oh, he gave us a choice. We could either die right there, or we can retrieve Leslie Cutter and probably die doing that. So, choose your death.
So, I don't know what to say. Well, what did you tell him about, Sebelot? What did you...
We told him everything about Sevalod. He apparently thinks it's a flight of fancy on us and doesn't believe us.
Well, I doubt I'd be much better at convincing him that there's a giant mansion under Central Park. But, so, what do we do? Do we go down there and die first, or do we see to Jermaine first?
There's very little we can do for Jermaine right now. I mean, what do you think we could do?
Nothing. It depends on how much information they have on him. It depends on what they want to do, what charges they want to press. I don't know if he has any prior record. I don't know enough to know what they're going to do. None of our contacts will probably have anything to do with flushing. So, I guess next time, tomorrow or something, we can have Rain or Craig go down there and see about asking about it. But other than that...
Yep, I say as long as the police have him, he can't cause any more trouble for us. So I say let him stay there as long as we can.
Well, he could be useful in this, but that said, it's better him going down to the precinct than one of us waiting for morning.
Yeah, I would like a cell without a window. Okay, thanks, bye. No, it was not said out loud. Yes. So, Mark and I have been discussing various ways we could go about trying to get Leslie Cutter back. None of them seem anything better than suicide from my point of view.
Let's see, there's go down and fight him, which will result in our death. There's go down and try to just nab her from him, which will result in our death. There's go down there and talk to him, which will result in us being laughed at and then possibly our death. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, out of character, and Joseph, I wouldn't bring this up if I were you, but I'm just, because Byron doesn't know it probably, but no, he does know you can change your face. Byron will say, you could change your face to Jermaine, and maybe that way, since he's the one that brought Leslie Cutter, maybe he can get in down there. And Byron is not going to expect you to say yes. He's just throwing out ideas.
Speaking out of character, if you didn't have his face as an actual reference point to use, it would be harder for you to attempt to make a copy of his face.
But I've seen him a fair bit recently, so I should be able to at least...
you could certainly attempt to do so, yes.
Yeah, I should be able to attempt it. That is an idea. The problem I'm concerned with that is actually not knowing what the hell's going on between them. I don't know what deals he's cut with that damn Zemitzi.
True. We only know that he got that blood. We don't know what his next job is. I think our best shot is somehow to get down there and see Leslie Cutter and convince her that she should leave. And I think that's a shot in the dark too. But that's the only way I can figure that we might succeed.
Yeah, I'm really doubtful of that because either he has her staked, he knows some kind of dominate, he knows some kind of something else, he knows some thing that'll let him control her. She's bloodbound to him. There's very many things that could be keeping her down there.
Right. So not only would we have to sneak in there, somehow bypass a 6th generation Zemitzi, but then we would have to somehow convince or incapacitate Leslie Cutter. Yeah.
I'm
And then get her
saying,
out.
yes, we have to get her out. The most likely scenario about all this is one where we all, in fact, die. But the only other choice is either leave the city and be marked as, well, enemies of the Camarilla in the city, and probably be killed by someone else outside the city. Or we kill the sheriff. I'm not suggesting we do either of those. The only real way I see of us having a chance of succeeding that gives us a chance of survival is if somehow we go down there, someone distracts Besevalod for a while, and we search through his mansion and see if we can find her. When we do, we try to break out as quickly as possible. That is the only way.
Another option is if we could find Theo Bell, because as you say, the sheriff did not seem to believe our story one bit about the vampire living under Central Park. Maybe Theo Bell has heard something. Maybe he can corroborate our story, and maybe then he's just going to trail away.
He's just going to tell us to do the same thing. He's going to tell us to get her anyways. Whether or not he believes there's a giant mansion under Central Park, I don't know if I believe it at this point. It doesn't matter. He's going to tell us to do the same thing.
Byron will concede, probably.
So what are we going to do?
My first thought was recruit outside help, but we saw how well that worked.
Yeah, Byron is, I was about to suggest, yeah, well, there's always the anarchs. Wonder if they're recruiting.
Jump all the way to California. Sounds like a good idea at this point.
Whatever we do, we have to do it soon.
Can we just get enough lava or something to pour down there? Is that an option? Something molten. just burn the entire thing. I mean, killing us and using a carcass, it's got to be worth some point.
Joseph is, of course, saying this all in character, right?
At this point, it's kind of just he's saying it. He doesn't mean it, but if someone suddenly says, "I know how to do it," he'll go with it.
I mean, all you got to do is get a source block, right?
No, Cutter. He's not gonna kill Cutter. He wouldn't go with it. But he's saying that in character, jokingly, but in character.
There you go, child of Malkav.
Byron will speak up, say, maybe, and I don't know what the end result would be for this, but we can contact him. Maybe we'll say we want to deal with him and get some more. He said he'd have other things for us to do. And
say
maybe,
that Jermaine can pass on whatever else had to do and see if the Camarilla's not helping us with anything. That's the truth. Ask him if what he wants us to do for him. I mean, be honest with him. Tell him we're not going to. We don't know if we'll do it. It depends on what it is, and then use that as an excuse to sneak down there. I don't see that going badly at all.
well, I was thinking that they might send. He might send Dimitri up somehow, and we could somehow. I don't know. Do something with him somehow.
I'm
Get
going to
information from
remind
him.
you, speaking out of character, you have a phone number that this logic gave you for getting in contact once you had found Leslie Cutter.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was referring to. We could call him up and get Dimitri out of there because I don't know how that would be helpful, but we could somehow.
It's not getting in contact with him that we're thinking about. It's actually getting to Cutter. That character. If we want to just do what we've usually done and stick our face in a frying pan and hope that it works out.
I
What
mean,
option
what
do
other
we
option?
have?
Yeah, what other option do we have?
Well, it's an option. I'm not saying it's a good option, but it is an option, is to get Jermaine's help on this.
So you're saying we need to wait until Jermaine gets back.
If we want his help. If we don't want his help, this is a great time to go down while he can't get involved and interfere.
He's already proven that he is very likely to put his own concerns above ours. I don't know. He might be the best option, but I don't trust him.
He let Cutter there. I'm not sure he won't backstab us on trying to get her out. Thinking about it, I don't consider it a good option, just an option.
We can go down there now without Jermaine, but the problem becomes what the plan is. Do we go down there and attempt to sneak in? Do we go down there and have someone distract him? Do we just try to kill him? What do we do?
The trouble with trying to kill him is I think anything that we could bring down there that could kill him could not be snuck down there through the elevator. He's got a very well bottleneck there. So if it's just us,
I can't hide things. I can hide people, myself only, but I can't hide things. So my obfuscate's not a power there, not an ability there. I don't think any of us could smuggle a flamethrower up our ass. Maybe collectively we could figure out how to smuggle a flamethrower up in pieces and parts and hook it up while we're down there.
Yes, I'll let you be the one to wield the flamethrower. Because that is the only thing that could possibly injure Cephalon. Fire.
Well, it is a good option. He is still a vampire.
yeah, well, we probably could get some sort of incendiary grenade type thing. You might be able to go to Match and get that.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Jordan, does Marcus currently have his heightened senses activated while he's talking with these two?
Not his eyes, but his ears, yes.
Okay. Could you make a perception plus awareness at difficulty 5 for me, please?
1 success?
Sorry, continue.
Okay. It is an option. Yes, we possibly could get some incendiary things, but then again, people in our line of life tend to not like fire quite a lot.
Isn't that what we're banking on, though? Him not liking fire as much as us.
Here's the thing.
It'll end in our death. It'll probably end in our death too. But it's at least we'll have a chance of taking him down with us.
I guess.
Again, just options at this point.
Whatever it is we need to do it. We need to contact Match and get a hold of something. Anything that could possibly tip the odds towards us instead of being, 3 vampires, 3 neonates versus an elder.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's we need weapons. At the very least, we want weapons before trying to deal with this. Everything goes belly up, and we somehow managed to survive, but have Zamitsiar Turkus that's seen under Central Park hunting us.
That's the gist of it.
So, call up Match and wait for him to get us weapons. Tell him we want something that's good for taking out someone like us.
There is the problem of how we're going to pay him.
Yeah, Byron was just about to bring that up. We don't have any money.
I can offer him a boon.
I'm sure he'll have some way to get payment. We'll have to talk to him about that. There are always things that we can be training. That said, we can't do that until we've contacted him. So call him, tell him we need it as soon as possible.
Marcus will do so.
Phone rings several times. And then you hear, "Hey!
Match, how are you this evening?
You've reached Match's voicemail. Currently, I'm unable to answer it right now, but rest assured, I got what you need." At the tone, please leave your message. When you are finished, please hang up or press 1 for more options. Boop.
Match, it's Marcus. I need some things that it can deal with people like us as soon as possible. Please call me back. The Marcus is going to hang up.
That done, we wait?
I suppose so, we wait.
All right.
I
Time
don't know.
passes.
I do not know how long it'll take for him to get back to us. He might out be busy doing whatever it is Match does at night.
Getting what you need, mostly.
Well, whatever it is, you guys can wait here if you want. We don't know if he'll even be able to get back to us tonight. If you have other things to do, go ahead and do them. If not, whatever. I'm going to be... I don't even know at this point.
All right, I'll call you if he calls me. And I think with that, Marcus is going to go out hunting back in Astoria, Queens.
Okay. Well, what does Byron do?
Besides sobbing quietly to himself? I mean, I guess he'll go get a snack before bed, too. I'm not sure what he could be doing.
Actually, I want to hear you roleplay the sobbing. Go ahead.
What
Yes,
the
more
fuck is going
tears.
on with my life? That's all you get. But, yeah, after that, tearless sobs. He'll run and try to find a snack, fill up to 15, I guess, and go to bed for the night. I guess he could try to figure out more of the business, see if he can wrangle any cash for giving Match out of the business without totally killing it. That's something you can do for the next few hours, I guess.
That's not really something you can do within the span of a few hours. That needs a long time, at least a few days, to at least take greater stock of what resources that you have left that you could allocate. Obviously, there's going to be the money that you guys be receiving next month, and now that you won't have to be paying Jermaine as much, there's certainly going to be more of that, particularly since David's kind of occupado at the moment.
True.
I'm going to spoil it right now. Match ain't calling you back tonight.
All right.
I know you're set to Do Not Disturb. Did you see what I had sent you, Jordan?
I'm sorry, I was just doing Do Not Disturb so that the chat room did not hear it.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to check about that to make sure.
All
right.
right.
I'm going to go ahead and say, what does Joseph do for his time during the morning as sunrise approaches?
He has, first time in a very long time, he's taking a day off.
Okay.
He's playing cards or something, doing something fun.
All right. Okay. Time passes. You two who are going out to hunt, since you're going to go in and be doing this in Astoria, let's see, Saturday night, early Sunday morning, combined with Marcus's fame, he automatically succeeds. There's enough drunk people, no problem. And it won't be enough to overlay him so much that he can't find a way to get back to his own domain. How does Byron go about the process of hunting for his single blood point that he's missing?
Well, it's 2 because he did blush himself. But yeah,
That is correct, he did.
He's going to go to a bar, use presents, a bunch of ladies, pick one that's attractive, and take her to the bathroom and get some vampire nookie, I guess.
Vampire nookie.
That's got to be the title for this video.
You do realize that for using all, if you're going to presents, that requires you spending a blood point. Just want to make sure.
Does it? Look.
All certainly does. The player spends a blood point and rolls charisma plus performance at difficulty 7.
All right, fine. Well, I mean, there's enough girls there, so you can feed twice or something.
Okay, dokie. Go ahead and roll charisma plus performance at difficulty 7 for me, then.
Yeah, I could nookie actually cost a blood point too.
That's right. If you actually want to prepare yourself for sexual intercourse, you have to blush enough and spend a blood point on that as well.
All right, so that's D4.
The things he goes through to get his snack on.
All right. You and Marcus end up filling back up to your maximums. It's fine. So time passes. You all end up making it back to your havens. It is now sunrise, February 1st. Rabbit. It's a new fucking month. Jermaine, you have been duly, and with some admonishment, chiding you for your various forgetfulness and how you didn't register your weapons. But it seems that whatever you sold, they bought it. And you have been released from the 109th Precinct. You are without your vehicle in Flushing, Queens.
Well, that's disappointing. Can I pick up my car today, or are they going to keep it for a couple days?
You could. Yeah, you certainly do have enough resources on your character to pay the fee associated for it.
Okay. Then I'm going to go take the subway to do that after I drop everyone a call. Just leave a message and let them know that I'm not in any trouble with the police, and I'll be available this evening.
Alright. What does Jermaine do for the rest of his day? He hasn't had any sleep for, the past night.
Yeah, I know.
He's been very bored.
Oh, yeah. He's going to get some of his nap on, get some food, living person stuff.
Is he interested in doing anything else during the course of the daytime?
I'm inclined to want to go get started on that thing for Sevalod, but nah, I don't think so. Not quite yet.
All right. Where is Jermaine going to be heading towards to in the evening before the sun sets, then?
Probably the church. Seems like the new meeting place.
Righto. Okay. Eventually, sun sets. And all of you little vampiric ones lose a blood point as you awaken. Jermaine, you're still rocking the temporary bonuses to your mental attributes as well as your disciplines.
All right.
Go ahead and subtract a blood point, vampires. And Byron, of course, you are the first to awaken.
I'll get the message, and Jermaine did say he was heading to the church. Is that what it was? He'll just go there as well.
All right. Marcus, you end up rising to your feet as well. Of course, it's nice, you might end up feeling refreshed. Not a lot of dreadful things have happened recently, right?
Sure, we'll go with that. I'm going to check that cell phone to see if Madge has called back.
He has not. But, it's possible that he may wake up later than you. You don't know.
It's entirely possible. I don't know if I'm going. I said I would call Joseph and Byron when Match called me, so I don't know what Marcus
Jermaine did leave you a message on your answering machine at home, letting you know that he was all right.
That's actually kind of good to know. So I think Marcus is going to spend the day, or the night, spend the night just doing what he usually does until he can hear back from Match.
Okay. Joseph, you arise as well. You are informed that Jermaine is all right, according to the message that was left with the church.
Still not sure if that makes me happy or sad.
Happy, sad?
And that's why you know you're playing the right game. Mixed feelings everywhere.
But apparently, since his church is now everybody's church, that's got to be brought up at some point. He's just sitting in his church waiting for whoever knocks on the door first.
I'll be there first, because Jermaine actually has something he wants to talk to him about.
Now, where did I put your token?
I've got no clue. You toss in the paddy wagon. It's gone.
I put him in the darkness somewhere, and I'm looking around with all these police officers that I have out here, and I'm not fucking seeing Jermaine. Oh, there you are. There's the black man. He was incognito.
The black guy surrounded by cops?
Jermaine arrives first. Yeah.
He's a robot now.
Just like my car. Mr. Cheung.
Yeah.
First, I'm not going to be suffering any long-term legal repercussions, so that won't impact my service. Second of all, they seemed intensely curious about your whereabouts. I'm not sure whether they suspect you of something or whether you're a missing person they're trying to find. But I thought you should know.
Well, I did mention to you I thought I mentioned it to you in the rest of the coterie. I don't remember if I mentioned it in character or not. I intended to have myself declared presumed dead in that bombing of our real estate building.
Jermaine will also know that countering from everything that was released involving, like, the information from the whole bombing, that absolutely no one was even injured by it. That is the official government report. Federal, state, and local investigators have concluded that no one was harmed at all by the gas leak.
Regardless, they still seem to be actively looking for you. I thought that you should know before anyone else did.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, I'll be around for my usual services tonight.
Byron, you can go ahead and arrive now.
He'll approach Jermaine, put on his best smile, and say, "So, how was your incarceration last night?"
Mild?
Good. Glad to hear it. Marcus and I had an eventful evening last night, and I'm assuming he'll arrive shortly, and we can discuss everything that transpired in your absence.
Very well.
Right, Marcus is going to arrive. I'm surprised you guys think that.
A significant amount of time passes. You guys are at the church. You're looking at about, like, 9:30, 9:40. About 10 p.m. actually. We're back in Astoria. Jordan gets a phone call. Well, rather, Marcus does. On the little slim
Yeah.
cell phone.
Hello?
Hey, man, you updated with the times!
Yes, I have.
I didn't know you had it in you to get a cell phone! Jermaine must be rubbing off on you pretty well.
You can say that.
Hey, what are you so bummed about, man?
Oh, just something that a local politician has told me that I have to do.
Local politician, man, what are you listening to them juice bags for? They're nothing but lick sticks.
I'm talking about our politicians.
Man, what politicians do? He stops. Oh, no, Marcus, don't, no. What did you do?
Do you remember Miss Cutter? Or have we mentioned anything at all about anything to match before?
No.
We were contacted by the sheriff to find a particular vamp. We were found to find a particular person of interest and bring them to him. This person has been quite popular as of recent in New York City, and let's just say someone else made another deal with us. Now, I don't know what you believe about me, but I was not going. I was going to turn it over. I was going to take her or the person to the sheriff as ordered, but
Of course, man, he interjects. I know you're on the up and up. That's why I recommended my good friend Jermaine to you.
yes. But it's apparently Jermaine has some other motives that we did not know about.
I see. He is a
Mike?
mercenary.
Yes. And he took the person we were looking for to this other party. And this other party happens to be quite powerful. And last night I told the sheriff everything that happened, hoping that telling the truth for once would help out. As it turns out, I was given two options: get the person back, or kill the sheriff. And you know where my loyalties lie.
Of course, man, I know you're on the up and up.
So I'm looking for certain items to best one of our kind, especially one who is significantly, how shall I say, older than I am.
He lets out a whistle between his teeth. I don't know. I know I got what you need, but there's just some people who got a lot more than I can provide.
I know, Matt, you're just the only person I know who can get me what I need.
What exactly are you looking for?
Oh, I don't know. Could you perhaps get a hold of, I don't know, anything of an incendiary variety?
Where's this cat live?
Would you believe me if I told you he lives below the city in a mansion?
Marcus, if this cat lives below Manhattan in a mansion, or any of the other boroughs for that matter, he stops. I think for the first time, the match has been stopped.
Well, do you, Matt, know anyone who might be able to give me what I need?
He thinks about it for a long time. I can find you some just that I don't know how good that be doing. If he's that powerful, there's no telling whether he might not be watching you right now, which means he might be watching Match right now. Match can't get what you need if Match is dead.
Well, I can't get what I need if I'm dead too, Match.
This is gonna be a pretty tough order to fill. What do you have for pay?
I figured that we would discuss payment once you've gotten everything. We're going to have to use some alternative means here.
I hook you up with Jermaine. I give you the AK. I give you so many other good things. Damn.
Yes. I'm sorry to impose this upon you, Match.
This is not what I need.
Beautiful.
Go ahead and give me a charisma plus empathy at difficulty 6, Marcus.
1 success?
He lets out a long sigh. It's gonna take me some time. I have recently gone out of my stock of some things. I am gonna need several days to put together what you are looking for. Assuming that can even help you at all. Are you sure you want to think about challenging a cat like this?
I'm afraid, Match, that I have no choice.
It might be easier and, oh... Stars above help me. It might be easier to kill the sheriff himself.
It definitely might be easier, but that would leave a massive power vacuum.
Cat, there's already a power vacuum. You have people squabbling left and right, including the sheriff himself or the princedom, all trying to put us little pieces together so that they can have their power base. He's just one of many, Marcus, one of many.
Listen, Match. Call me again when you've gotten everything that I've asked for. I'm going to have to talk to my friends about what you've mentioned.
One thing. He pauses and you can sense he's thinking about things. What has happened with Jermaine? I can tell.
When the other group came to us to ask about Leslie, well, the person in question when we were supposed to find, he offered us rewards for doing this, as well as covering up some of our earlier mistakes that he used. Basically, he was blackmailing us. Jermaine, who actually had nothing, was actually not being blackmailed at all, asked, would you sire me? This other party who is quite powerful.
He pauses and he lets out a low chuckle. Now, I know he wants to be one of us just as much as any of them other licksticks would. But he would not renege on any of his dealings or contracts, at least not if he wanted to see any more business from Match.
He argues that he did not renege on his contract at all.
I am sure that what he had was not only for the good intentions of himself, but for the three of you rather, as David is occupado as well. It's just that things sort of aligned. I tell you what, I know you want to be, it's not my exactly place, but just a suggestion, as I would love to continue to have your business. Wouldn't it be possible to have more dealings and perhaps protection from this cat who's living in some mansion below the city? Maybe he's got what you need, because I can't protect you from the sheriff.
As much as that makes sense, I don't trust a Samitsi match.
Marcus, none of us should be trusting any of us. And yet we managed to do it all the same. As crazy it is, if the sheriff is actually out for your blood, he might be the best possible option. Now I will do as you request. You want me to call this number back?
That would be lovely.
Match will do so and be on the lookout for you, man.
I'll give some thought to what you've said, Match, but I'm not going to tell you one way or another right now what I'm going to do.
All right. Take care, Marcus.
Marcus, after the Match hangs up, is going to call Byron.
Okay, Byron, you got a phone call.
You don't know the number, though.
That's right. It's actually at your cell phone readout, Byron, is completely blank. Like, it's a private, unlisted number. It doesn't even show the digits at all.
Hello?
Byron. It's Marcus.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting phone you're calling from, I guess.
It's the phone I had yesterday, man. Don't you remember?
One done intelligence, man. You know me. No, yeah. I don't know. Did I see him use it yesterday? Did Byron?
He picked it up to answer Theo Bell's call right in front of you.
There we go. I'm just channeling Byron, I guess.
I also
yeah.
used it yesterday to call Match.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Match has responded.
Moving on.
Match has responded to me. It says it'll take him sometime, many days to get what we need. He's also recommended in his honest opinion that we instead kill the sheriff.
That thought has crossed my mind.
I don't know what we're going to do, but I just thought you would like to know.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I'm here at Joseph's church with Jermaine and Joseph. Unless you want to meet somewhere else, drop by here and we can discuss whatever.
All right. I'll make my way over there.
Okay. During the process of this, Jermaine, you got a phone call. It's from Match.
I pick it up.
Jermaine!
Match, what I need.
What are you doing, Jermaine?
I'll walk out towards the front of the church to take the call.
All right.
Working.
I thought you were supposed to be helping these cats, man. I just got done talking with Marcus. He's all like, Jermaine's turned his back and broken the contract and sold us out for some meatsy blood.
Whoa. That Samitsi had all kinds of blackmail on them. Enough to get them all killed by the sheriff if it came to light.
See, I knew you did it for a reason, damn it. Not just for your own self-good, but for theirs as well. I told him, now I know Jermaine, he would never sell out on a contract. He's like, well, we can never trust anyone. I'm like, dude. I like to imagine Aaron silent because Jermaine's having a laugh there.
It's entirely possible that his internet crashed.
I could be it too.
User in your channel timed out.
Yep, called it.
I mean, it was pretty funny, right?
I laughed.
It was so funny it knocked him clear off the internet.
Hot damn. Madge does have what you need. Disconnection.
He killed Jermaine for me right there. Done.
All right, everyone. I suppose we'll take a little short break here, long enough for Aaron to return. I'll look at the chat now. If you have any questions or comments that I can address, you may ask them, and I will attempt to do so.
This is your chance, guys. Ask all the questions. The juicy details.
You players may ask stuff as well, although we're in the middle of a session, and I'm pretty vague anyway. Did the Knicks win? No. Close defeat.
Boston!
At the buzzer! How tempted was I to kill them off? I wasn't tempted to do anything. I was a little surprised that things ended up going the way they did, though. For whatever reason, after all the years of experience I have, I did not foresee this exact situation, but I don't foresee most of the situations the players do. That's why I make the sandbox and give the players the freedom to do whatever they want. And I roll with them.
More often than not, the players will hang themselves with that sandbox.
How they turn the sand into a noose, I'll never know. How many allies does the coterie have? The only one they have is Mikhail Vargas, whom they've kind of overused.
We're gonna let him, cool off for a while.
And he was being overridden anyway by the sheer weight of all the investigators who pretty much said that there was no bomb, it was just a simple gas leak at O'Malley Real Estate. He had no opportunity to attempt to even remotely fake the fact that Joseph died there.
User was moved to your channel.
I got what you need, an internet connection loss.
Yeah, that was actually my computer crashing.
It was great. It was a good time. So when we last left off, basically Madge was siding with you.
Right. He was saying that he knew I wouldn't.
Right, renege on a contract like that.
Yeah, no, of course not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got some stuff out of that too. But they would be stone cold dead if I didn't.
But of course, Jermaine, I knew better. I just had to touch base with you, man. So...
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I mean, what's the next move, man? I just heard apparently they're talking about Marcus wants me to get a bunch of explosives and other incendiary devices together. They're gonna go take down that cat living in some mansion beneath the... Is that true?
Oh yeah, that's true.
How the hell does that work, Jermaine?
It's right out of Central Park.
What? I thought there were werewolves living there.
Apparently not.
How the hell does one of those damn I thought they flesh crafted, not crafted mansions fucking under Central Park.
It's old too.
No shit.
There's a crazy ass elevator going down there.
What? You mean to tell me there is a mansion with an elevator under Central Park?
Blew my mind.
No fucking wonder you agreed to help his ass. I fucking do it too. Matt don't have the time or patience to do anything else.
Oh, you should have seen him. He listed his ancestry all the way back to Tsumitsu himself. He is 6th generation.
Well, it's no fucking damn wonder you want to help him. Match says he got what you need all the time. Match don't have 6th generation blood.
I know it.
Damn! It looked like he knows how to use that?
Oh yeah.
Shit. So what you gonna do for him? I'm assuming I know your angle here. What do you go from here other than delivering some sort of girl to him?
Gotta deliver him some lick sticks.
Lick sticks?
I'm not asking why.
Sure enough. Lick sticks. Any lick stick? There are plenty of lick sticks here.
No, he wants smart, perceptive, worldly ones.
A lot of them bastards here too.
Fair enough, but I gotta get them there myself.
I tell you what. You good friend of Match's. You helped Match out a long time. Match helped you as well. I know this is what you want. I'll help you get what you need.
You know, I really appreciate that. In fact, I appreciate that so much. I'd owe you something big later.
Water under the bridge, Jermaine. I tell you what, though. How about... None of this shit ain't gonna happen if, they be going to try to take down this cat either. If they actually succeed. He lets it hang.
Tell you what. There's some stuff I can talk to you about. Can't talk to you about over the phone. Can I hold you later?
But of course, my brother, get done what business is. You call Match whenever you ready.
Alright. You might just have what I need.
Match hangs up.
Then I'll head back inside.
Okay. Do any of you have any interactions with Jermaine once he steps back in?
Look at him questioning, realizing I probably should have obfuscated and followed him, but
You have the chance!
I didn't think about until halfway through that conversation.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that, but Byron will say, so, good conversation?
Yeah, it was Match.
Really now? What do you have to say?
Well, he might have what you need.
That's what Marcus said.
Alright, Marcus. You arrive. Nothing exciting is happening outside. Go ahead and arrange yourselves inside however you see fit. You folks who have been waiting here for Marcus to arrive. Wherever you'd like to be.
I'm just laying
I'm not
sideways
actually-
on the...
I'm not actually
I'm
on the
on the
cathedral
pew with
map.
my feet up on the pew.
Yes, you are, Aaron.
He wasn't
No, I mean,
looking at
my
it.
current window is not on the cathedral map. How do I switch over?
To see the little
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll,
there we
globe
go.
in the upper right.
I went ahead and enforced that, but there's a button at the top right called Select Map that allows you to flip through them. Yeah. Go ahead, Marcus. Make a Perception plus Awareness at difficulty 5 again.
1 success.
Okay. Anyway, Marcus, you've just arrived, and you might have to pause for something.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Jermaine. How is incarceration?
Brief.
Lucky for you. Had they kept one of us there, it would have ended a lot differently, probably.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to be the fall guy on this one.
As I told Byron over the phone, I contacted Match, and he has returned his contact to me. He said it would take him some time, many days, in fact, to get explosives and items of incendiary nature from which we can use to take on Vsevolod. As
And
well,
why do you need to do that?
because the sheriff gave us an order. We have to get Miss Cutter back.
Oh shit, ain't that a thing?
I thought Byron or Joseph would have told you.
No, I've been waiting for you to get here.
Yes. So the choices we were given, me and Byron, were either get Wesley Cutter back, as they stated the original goal of our mission, or kill the sheriff himself. Now, Jermaine, you may not know where our loyalties lie, but I tend to align myself with the
No,
Camarilla.
I understand entirely. It's one thing to help out an autarch. It's another thing to try and take on the Camarilla.
And while it might be easier in the short term to take on the sheriff and kill him,
in the long term, you get all of them as enemies.
In the long term, the only thing we will do is alienate the Camarilla and then make us basically targets for the next big power player to come and kill, thus cementing his rise to the title of Prince. Or in the super worst case scenario, we leave a power vacuum so large that the Sabbat come back in and, ruin all of that lovely work the Camarilla did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see much. Damn, ain't that a thing.
So we're between a rock and a hard place, and at this point, I'm inclined to choose the rock.
And Byron will chime in here and say, Jermaine, I know you have a deal going with said Samitsi, but do note that he can't give you the blood from himself anyway. He can be dead just as well, and he has blood somewhere else you can use, with or without his continued existence.
Question: could Marcus at all detect the change in Jermaine? Like
that was probably what that awareness was.
I'm just asking in general because
I don't think so. No.
That awareness is probably whatever's watching my church.
If anything's watching your church.
There's something watching our church.
I'm sure no one is observing the church at all.
It's the Ouroboros, you guys.
Suddenly fog seeps in from under the chapel doors.
Flip a bench over, just storm out the back.
But anyways.
Burn it down.
But anyways, yes, Jermaine, we're between a rock and a hard place, and because of where my loyalties lie, I am choosing the rock. And I'm going to arm myself in such a way that I have at least a chance of winning.
I know.
So, Jermaine, are you actually willing to fully dedicate yourself to helping us with this?
Gee, that's a hell of a thing to ask.
It is. It's a good time to step out. At this point, I don't think any of us could fault you for just turning around and walking out. Of course, that does, and I'm not saying this as to threaten you, but I'm saying this as something to keep in mind. That does mean that you are a ghoul who's known to be working with a Tzimisce Autarchus inside New York City. I mean...
And since you were contracted to, quote, protect us, it would be a breach of contract.
Oh, yes, it would absolutely be a breach of contract.
At that point, there's not a lot we can do. If you decide to walk out, I just think that it would be better for us to have all of our cards face up on the table at this point. So I'm asking very specifically again, are you willing to help us, if it comes to that, to kill the Sevalod without question?
Tell you what, can you give me until Match gets you your armaments to decide? I gotta know whether or not it's worth it. Risking my life is one thing, but I'm not throwing it away.
I think that's fair, looking at Marcus and Byron.
We really can't ask you, since the contract does lay within Byron's hands. Me and Joseph can only ask things of you. It is up to Byron if we will wait, because otherwise we really can't trust. No offense, we really can't trust what you will say.
Well, Byron can't either, really.
It's not so much a matter of us distrusting you as this being such a huge matter that it's always best to be very careful.
Byron will chime in and say, let's take another tack. If you were in this conundrum, which you are tangentially anyway, what would your response be, Jermaine?
I'm not much for words. If I were, I'd try him. He seemed more interested in the girl because others are interested in her. At least, that's the idea I got. If you offer him something better, maybe he'd trade.
Well, that's an interesting idea.
I just don't know what could be considered better than a vampire who was at one time who was being chased by something, has the power of the Tremere gargoyles, as
And
well
don't-
as
And don't forget, he said that Theo Bell. Oh, right. You weren't here for that. He said that
what
Theo
about Theo
Bell
Bell?
himself was personally interested in her for reasons unknown.
Now that leaves the question, if we're considering that option, of what the fuck do we have to offer him? And I think there is no one who can answer that question other than him.
We do have a phone.
That we do. We all have phone numbers.
I'll tell you what, then, Jermaine. We shall go down and meet him and discuss this with Sevalon himself. And you have until the end of that to make up your mind which side you're on.
When are you planning on going and seeing him?
I guess that's up to Sevalon himself.
Just to get something straight, Jermaine said what that Theo Bell is personally interested in Miss Cutter? I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly.
That was the impression I got.
Making sure.
Tell me, it was Mr. Bell, right, who gave you the warning that led you to her in the first place?
It was just a tip, and we doing our Camarilla duty decided to look up on it. He thought it he thought it was a Sabbat incursion into New York City.
Yeah, that's the question. How much did he actually know?
When I last spoke to him, he was busy having fun with some Sabbat in Jersey City.
Yeah, but we don't know how much information that comes from after this, before this, unrelated to this. I doubt it's unrelated to this.
Would you like me to dial his phone number?
Oh, yes. Hey, Theo Bell, how much did you know? Did you try to lead us into something without telling us everything that was going on? Are you lying to us? Yes, that's the conversation that we should have. No, obviously not. I don't think he's...
I'll tell you what. You guys are waiting on a big shipment of weapons from Match, right? And you also don't know what you might use as a bargaining chip, right? So why don't we spend the next few nights trying to figure out something we might be able to offer him before we make any decision?
I am willing to wait. I am willing to wait. The sheriff said as quickly as possible, but I don't believe he intended us to just have us throw ourselves away so quickly.
Yeah, if we can succeed in this, that's much better than us just dying, both for him and us. That said, if we were going to just talk to him, might it be a good idea to see what
I believe if we were going to wait, we should talk to Vsevolod tonight at his earliest. The quicker we find out anything that we might be able to trade him, the quicker we can find him to look for stuff.
Agreed.
On the worst
I
case
don't-
scenario is Vsevolod just kills us. Well, that's the worst case scenario in any of these plans, but right now, us just going down there and asking, is it possible if we could get Miss Cutter back, and if so, can we trade you anything for her? That alone might interest him in saying if we can find someone more interesting than her.
I'm sure there's some ridiculous task he'll want us to do.
Well, I tell you what. Given the distaste you found for him, I decided not to pass this on at the time. But he did say he might be interested in giving some more work to you in the future.
And what work is that?
He was not at all specific. I could take you there if you want. Tonight, even.
Didn't Vsevolod offer him a job?
Yeah, you mentioned that
Oh
someone
yes,
offered you
I
a
was
job.
offered a job. But that's a job for me to do, not one that he would want you to do.
I guess this is our
Out of
kind
character, this is actually a lie. Vsevolod said that everyone could come along for the ride.
Oh, that's true. I was thinking I was telling the truth there.
So where is this a nice is this a subterfuge role?
No, in that case, I'm not even going to say that.
Come on,
Come on,
I
I've been
think
waiting for you to
Jermaine could
slip up
totally
just so
lie
Byron
his way
can
into it.
make a roll.
Well, no, because in this case, it would be him saying something that he thought was true at the time. But I'd rather...
You know, I haven't been allowed to take back stuff that Byron has said.
That's fair.
True, but Byron always intended to say those things. Aaron didn't intend to lie.
Oh, no, I don't even care. I'm just making a joke.
I mean,
I know,
earlier
I'm
I
pointing
didn't
for that.
intend to truly lie to the sheriff. I just went with it because it makes for a better story, in my opinion.
He said that you could help out with the job he gave me if you were interested. But I was quite sure you wouldn't be.
At this point, I'm willing to listen to anything. If it can help us get Miss Cutter back, I'll listen.
Well, then this might be a good way to introduce yourselves. He wants 13 people, for reasons unknown. He wants them to be smart, perceptive, worldly, what have you.
13 people, 13 clans.
He said he wants them for perspective on the modern day.
Of course, someone like Vsevolod would choose a number like 13.
He's a traditionalist.
13 people, 13 clans.
And I'm sure he just wants to talk with them. No ulterior motives at all.
He
He's
might
a
be
va-
wanting to drain them dry, or worse.
Turn them into ghouls, turn them into vampires, who knows?
I certainly don't.
With a...
Whatever it is, it's not going to be something that we're going to want to do.
We can
I-
say...
That's the reason why I wanted to leave you off of this, and why I wasn't going to do it under your contract.
We can always use it and say we're down here to talk about more work.
You certainly could.
And
Bring
we
them
can
up.
we can easily say that the idea of... As long as we don't mention Jermaine's contract, I don't know if it'll come up. Jermaine's job, I mean. He might mention that, and then we could say we don't feel at all comfortable doing that, and if there's anything else we could do. Or we can just go in down there and just, after we say we're here for more work, if there's anything we could do to get Leslie Cutter back. Because that's what it looks like.
If
That looks
he's
like we're-
offering that as more work, what the hell do you think he's going to want for Leslie Cutter back? That's no way it's going to work.
Might be something stolen for all you know.
We have to try, Joseph.
Did you see the things that he has in that place? You know he might want more collected.
Joseph, we have to try. Right now, we can't just sit around here pacing back and forth like idiots.
Or I could bring
Yes,
you down
we
there
have.
with... I could bring you down there without any opening gesture to offer to him. He did say that he might be interested in having some more work from you.
Worst case scenario, Joseph, we go down there, we get killed. Best case scenario, we find out a way of truly getting Leslie Cutter back. Most likely what's going to happen, he's going to tell us there's no way we can get her back, but he probably won't kill us.
No, he's agreeable enough, and he wants enough things not to kill us if we're just talking.
I
That said,
believe if he kills us, though, that he's not worried about the Camarilla or the Sabbat right now, but I think he truly understands that if he kills us, that the Camarilla are going to get suspicious and might come looking, and that's probably not what he wants right now. And although I know the Camarilla right now probably can't stop him, it's not going to be something he wants.
More to the point, even if he suspected you had ulterior motives, don't you think he's the sort that would try to manipulate you along them anyway?
So, unless anyone has any other objections or better plans, I think we're going to see the Cephalod tonight.
at the very least, we're going to call him tonight.
Yes, worst case scenario is that he won't give us Leslie Cutter back, and it's sheriff hunting season.
Well,
Whatever it is, worst case scenario ends in our final death. It all is just a matter of how we get there.
go ahead. Give him a call if you want. I can drive you.
Isn't your car still impounded?
No, I got it today.
Well, who's the
Howard.
one here? Who's the one here who has Mr. Cerveni's number?
I think that both Byron and Jermaine do.
Let me actually copy that down from Byron, too.
No, not allowed. No, kidding. Sure, he'll hand the phone to him.
Just write it down and put it on some sticky note under a phone downstairs that he's not going to break.
Yeah, Byron will gesture at Marcus and say, "You want the number too?"
Oh yeah, I forgot I have a cell phone now. I have to get used to this. Sure, I'll write it down.
It's a wonder that Byron can even program his phone at all.
It's okay. It's not a computer.
It's not a
Does
computer where you...
Does Marcus have any thoughts in computer?
Yes, I do.
I was going to say it'd be funny if Joseph was the only one without with dots in computer and he's the only one without a phone.
Marcus is quite modern for a vampire born in the 1950s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Byron knows a lot about castles in Europe.
So who's making the call?
If nobody else does, Byron will.
Perhaps you'll want to put it on speaker.
Byron shall do so. And he'll dial the number.